What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Just when you thought the Bullmoose video series was completely done and over with, there is one final video I did want to do, and that is I wanted to show you all of the rejects that Bullmoose did not accept from everything that I brought up there. Now, if you guys remember, I brought up about 6 bags full of movies, Blu-rays, 4Ks, DVDs from my storage facility that I had 8 years ago, and also a lot of TV box sets as well. And out of everything that I brought up there, these are the only 3 piles right here that Bullmoose rejected. So I did pretty well. And you guys know from the prior video, my store credit and also the cash that I did receive for everything that I brought up. So if Bullmoose does not want these movies, I can't really complain about that because I definitely earned a lot of credit and I just wanted to get all of those movies out of my room. So I really accomplished my goal. So I don't mind that Bullmoose did reject what is in front of me right now. So I'm just going to quickly show you what they rejected and maybe possibly give reasons as to why they did not want a certain item. So let's start over here with The Practice. I guess they just didn't want Dylan McDermott in their collection up there. I'm not really sure why. He's so handsome and attractive. Those gorgeous blue eyes. But you know what? The Practice, Volume 1, it is kind of dented, like in the bottom corner right here. Probably from so many other items landing on top of it. So because of that reason, they probably most likely did not take this because I guess it is a little bit damaged. I personally can't see it all that much, but I mean, you can definitely see how it's kind of like indented in, but it's not too bad. It's not horrible. I mean, it's still sealed up in the plastic and everything, but Bullmoose was unfortunately not interested in The Practice. Now we have a few seasons of Grey's Anatomy. So we have Grey's Anatomy Season 1 on DVD. Grey's Anatomy, the 2nd season. This was like brand new. Everything that I brought up there, I completely cleaned. I dusted everything off. Anything that was not in plastic, I checked over. I opened up everything to make sure it was good quality. And for some reason, they did not want the 2nd season of Grey's Anatomy. I'm guessing they passed on the 1st and 2nd season because they probably have other copies of them and they just don't need more. That's my best guess because they're all in great condition. They also passed on Season 3 of Grey's Anatomy, but it looks fine. I don't really see anything wrong with it, so that was kind of unfortunate that they did pass on that one. And there's also Season 4, again, looks fine. Nothing visibly wrong with it. The discs were fine on the inside when I checked them, so like with Seasons 1 and 2, with 3 and 4, they just did not need them. They did take the other seasons because I did have like seasons, I believe 5 and 6, possibly 7, and they took those. So they needed some Grey's Anatomy, just not the first 4 seasons, apparently. Now we have Vampire Diaries. So surprisingly enough, they did not take Vampire Diaries the 4th season. Again, looks fine. Nothing wrong with it. The discs were fine too. So they did not take Season 4. Same with the 3rd season. Did not take the 3rd season. I do love that artwork though. Look at Ian Somerhalder. Oh my gosh. Anyway. Anyway, sorry, I got distracted. He's just so gorgeous looking. But yeah, even Ian Somerhalder could not save Vampire Diaries, the 3rd season, from being adopted by Bullmoose. And the final season they did not want was Season 5. And I had about, I think, 6 seasons. So they did take 1 and 2 and Season 6, just not 3, 4, and 5. So 3, 4, and 5 were rejected. Again, they probably had mass quantities or something like that of those seasons. So that's why they were rejected. You never really know the true answer as to why something is rejected. You just have to guess, because when you do cash out there and they give you your reject pile, they just list off a slew of different reasons, but they don't tell you the exact reason for every single item. Obviously, that would be way too much, way too much information. Okay, so second pile here. I think I lumped all of the DVDs in this one pile. So we've got The Notebook, brand new in the plastic. Obviously, this was from a Walmart Black Friday sale with that green promo sticker. I'm not really sure why this one was rejected. It doesn't look like it's damaged in any way, probably because they have many copies of The Notebook. So that's my best guess. The Incredible Burt Wonderstone was not accepted. Kind of disappointing. That's also in the plastic. I can see that's kind of like wavy, I guess, is the best term. Like the back of it, the paper is kind of wavy. It's not water damage. Some people might think that's the case, but it's not, because everything was in boxes for so long. So that's probably the reason why. But maybe they thought it was water damage, but this is wrapped up in plastic. So, I mean, water wasn't going to get to it, but maybe just the wavy look behind there is what, you know, was the determining factor as to why they did not accept that one. Next is The Fault in Our Stars. I really love this movie. I cry every single time I watch it. And you guys can see it's wavy. It's wavy back there too. So that's probably the reason why they didn't take that one. Horrible Bosses 2-film collection, still in the plastic as well. Again, I'm not seeing anything wrong with it. Maybe they had a lot of copies of that one. Next up is Saw. So Saw, still in the plastic. I'm not seeing any kind of damage. I'm thinking they had a ton of copies of Saw, and they do. When I was there in the DVD section, I was looking around, I did see many copies of Saw. So that was probably the reason why they did not accept this one. That is most likely. They did not take Magic Mike Double XL. Probably because the movie is so boring, they didn't take it. Still in the plastic. It's got that wavy back, so maybe that's the reason why. I don't know. King Kong, 2-disc special edition. Still in the plastic as well. All these pretty much are still in the plastic. They're like all brand new copies. So I'm not really sure why this one wasn't accepted. Maybe they do have other copies, because, I mean, this is protected by a slipcover. So I'm not really sure why that one wasn't taken, but it just was not. Then we have the 40-Year-Old Virgin. This one's still wrapped up in plastic too. And this one is looking perfect, actually. So I'm not seeing any waviness in the background, or in the back, I should say. So that's probably the reason. They just have so many copies that they just passed on that one. They just were not into Magic Mike or Magic Mike Double XL, because they didn't take any of the Magic Mikes. This one, you can really see the waviness in the back, so they probably thought it was damaged for some reason, but it's in plastic. So how can it get damaged? It's still in plastic. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I don't know details about that. Maybe it's possible. I have no idea. All right, next up is Pitch Perfect, and this one is in plastic as well. We do got some waviness back here, so that could have been the reason, possibly, maybe. Then we have Accepted, still in the plastic as well. This one was also another Bullmoose Reject. We do have that waviness back there, but, you know, nothing super horribly wrong with this. And we've got The Breakup. We still got the Walmart sticker on there, still wrapped up in plastic. A little bit wavy, I guess. I don't know. Maybe they had several copies of The Breakup. It is a great movie. They did not take A Merry Bunny Christmas. What? How could they not take A Merry Bunny Christmas? Man, I don't know. That's ridiculous. This is a classic. I've never seen this. I don't even know where this came from. I don't even know why it was in my pile to begin with, but A Merry Bunny Christmas was rejected by Bullmoose, unfortunately. All right, now we are getting into the last final little stack right here. On top is the Blu-ray of Joker, and I think we know the answer to this. They probably had so many copies of Joker. I mean, this was kind of like a Hail Mary, you know, like I wasn't really sure if Bullmoose was going to take this or not, because usually with very popular franchises, with Marvel and DC, and obviously with Harry Potter and, you know, Fast and Furious, all those very popular franchises, you do strike that, reverse it. You do take a chance when you bring up franchises, because they're not always going to get taken, because they usually have a ton of copies. They don't need any more. And so Joker, I kind of had a feeling they weren't going to take this. I would have been very surprised if this was accepted by Bullmoose, but they did reject it because they probably have a ton of copies. So same issue with Harry Potter 8-film collection. Now, I have another Harry Potter collection. This was the Blu-ray collection that I personally picked up. I kept the collection that a subscriber sent to me because it just looks cooler. It just looks a lot better. I only need one Harry Potter collection. I haven't even watched all of the movies yet. So I do need to get on that. Maybe that'll be a resolution for next year. I don't know. But again, same rules apply. Harry Potter, very popular. They probably had a ton of copies at Bullmoose, so they did not need that one. Now, this one I find interesting because Sex and the City Season 6 Part 1 was the only one that was rejected, because I brought the entire series, seasons 1 through 6, and they accepted every single season, including Season 6 Part 2, but they didn't take Part 1. Like, what did they have? Like, enormous copies of Part 1? And they just didn't need this? I don't know. Because all of the other seasons were accepted. I'm kind of wondering the reason why they did not take Part 1. I kind of find that interesting. So, just one half of a season of Sex and the City that they did reject. And the final ones that they did not want to take are all Will and Grace. So, Will and Grace Season 1, they did not need. They did not want Season 4 and also Season 6. And I also find that interesting because I had other seasons that I brought and they just didn't need them. I guess, you know, they needed those, but they did not need, you know, those seasons right there. So these are the Bullmoose Rejects. Like I said, not bad. I'm very happy because I brought so many items up there to New Hampshire, to Bullmoose. And like I said, they took about 90% of what I brought. So to have this remaining is not bad. I really cannot complain. I am very happy. So now I'm sure you're wondering, what am I going to do with this now? Like, am I going to keep these? Obviously, no. So I'm going to do a couple of things. So what is remaining here, there is a store near me that I did look up that does accept trade-ins. So I'm going to go to that store. It's about a couple of towns away from me. Not too bad of a drive. So on a Monday or a Tuesday, when I don't have anything going on, I will drive over there and I will bring what is remaining here to see if anything could be traded in. And, you know, if I can make a little bit of money off of it, that would be fantastic. And then finally, the last resort, whatever is remaining, I have two options. I can either go to a pawn shop or Goodwill. Goodwill is like the last possible place, because if I bring them to the pawn shop, I can at least still make a little bit of money over there. It's not going to be anything, you know, like Bullmoose. It's not going to be on the scale of that. But if I can make an extra, you know, $10, $15 maybe, you know, I'll take it. And then obviously my last resort is Goodwill. So eventually I will be getting rid of everything that you see here, but these are the Bullmoose Rejects. I thought that you guys would want to see these, have another little fun video. So that is it, you guys. That is everything that Bullmoose did not accept. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Don't forget to like and subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you next time.